More on the narcissists and funerals. Okay, so you've already lost your son or daughter in this earthly life, right? And this is an adult son or daughter. So the primary narcissist that's handling the funeral or providing the funding in some cases, even if they're not paying for it, right? If the narcissist is caring for the grandchildren, right? Now is the perfect time before you even arrive to the funeral where they let you know ahead of time that you're only allowed to see the grandchildren at the funeral. Even though you may be in town 3, 4, 5, 7 days, now is the perfect time. Because why not stab you more, right? You've already lost your son or daughter. So remember, this narcissist has no empathy, not just for you as the grandmother or grandfather, they don't have any empathy for the children. Okay, so talking and being rational and logical with the narcissist won't work, right? You'll be told things like you need to hurry up and get out of town or else, or you can only see the grandchildren at the funeral. And what this is the first red flag of domestic violence, right? Because this is a stage of isolation for the grandchildren. Because if the narcissist were to do something to the grandchildren, who do the grandchildren tell? The narcissist? Who do they tell? I mean, at some point, it's not really nobody to confide in outside of the narcissist and his or her flying monkeys. So, a lot of people will end up getting lawyers if they can afford them. Some people cannot afford a lawyer. So, it also makes it harder if the grandchildren are out of state. But even if you're in the same state with the grandchildren, the narcissist has the primary custody. In cases like the biological mom or dad, they were drug addicts, they became ill, had strokes, heart attacks, and that can happen at any age. I mean, you don't have to have a really old mom or dad for that to happen. I mean, people having strokes and heart attacks in their 20s when their kids are 3 or 4 years old, right? So this can happen at any age, but at the end of the day, the narcissist has to basically make you lose more. Because a lot of people, that's how they grieve too. I mean, okay, you've lost your son or daughter, things may not have been the best, but a lot of people, they're able to make up for and re-love their children through their children, which are your grandchildren. But the narcissists, they don't care about when they do stuff, right? Because they don't think about you. You have lost your son or daughter too. But this is the narcissist's chance to get revenge and get back at you. And at the same time, the narcissist does not see, and a lot of them will not see this, that the Lord is in control of everything that goes down. The narcissist may even have had more than one child, unfortunately, that has been harmed or killed or passed away due to sickness or illness, right? But the narcissist, their entire life, they will play like they a god, right? They put themselves on pedestals. Oh, I have a company. I own a company. So the Lord don't care about your company. That's why He taking your children up out of here. You having a company doesn't stop tragedy, sickness, or harm coming to anybody. You just got a company and you got a way to earn income. But the narcissist is not done with their wickedness and their inconsiderate behavior. Because remember, that grandparent that's doing that, that biological parent of those children is passed on now. So now is attack time. Now is attack time. In these situations, don't get violent. That's what you don't want to do. Because the Lord said vengeance is his, right? So it's no need to get violent, because violence can be allowed to happen to that narcissist, right? And it can have nothing to do with you. That's why people have accidents. People are killed every single day due to very tragic situations. But this is the narcissist's time to pre-warn you that, by the way, when you come in town, you're only going to be allowed to see those grandchildren at the funeral because I'm not in the mood. And then you may say to the narcissist, well, what about the children? And the narcissist is going to say again, they're not in the mood. Come back again. But your situation, you're in a situation where you got rent and mortgage to pay. You still got children at home. You got a whole nother family at home, potentially in another state. So you may not have the means to fly out like you some kind of billionaire. And the narcissist is aware of this. Remember, another thing narcissists do in these type of situations, they don't want to make it easy for you. And this is why so many children, boys and girls, grow up so effed up. Because a lot of times, the support they needed, those female and male leaders in the family that could have stopped a lot of things that happen to these kids when they become adults, preventing them from having drug addictions, getting into prostitution, being drug dealers, getting felonies, going in and out of prisons. The narcissist stopped those good people from being in those children's lives. Because the narcissist thinks that he or she is so powerful that they can stop everything that's coming this child's way. And then people may know, okay, well, the narcissist denied you visitation. But then say you got a sibling that says, well, you're being passive about it. Because they see your calmness. And you just let your sibling know, look, it's nothing I could do about it unless I'm going to get a lawyer. What am I supposed to do? Go to the person's house and get violent with them? Get a police charge? A lot of times in cases like this, you're not even allowed to know where the children live. And so what they can do in these cases is holler at these kids all the time, be on substances such as alcohol and things like that, doing all that bipolar stuff, screaming and hollering all around the kids, having that alcohol in the house, having those weapons in the house to intimidate the family. They can do all of these things behind closed doors, molest and rape the grandchildren. They can do all of those things because this is the first stage of abuse, the isolation. After all, the grandchildren no longer have their parent around because remember, the parent passed away. In a lot of these cases, a lot of times it's the mother, or it could be the father. So there's no more mother or father that's going to visit, even if that mother or father just dropped in every blue moon to start some trouble with the narcissist. Because the narcissist was abusive towards them or emotionally abusive at the minimum, and along with the fact that there could have been some physical isolated incidents of abuse on the mother or father of the grandchildren before they passed away. If this makes sense. So this is what they'll do. You can't see the grandchildren. And just document it. Just it happened. It's nothing you could do. In this case, what you want to do is focus on the funeral services of your adult son or daughter. Focus on that. Go in town and put your child to rest. Participate in the obituary. Show up, speak for your child, cry for your child, and be very grateful that you were able to attend the services. Be peaceful. Don't let nobody put you in no second row at the funeral. Have your boundaries. I'm the parent. I'm here. I'm sitting up front at not just the funeral and the burial. And hopefully it ain't that bad where they start in that kind of trouble. But usually that space should be allowed for you. But sometimes narcissists gonna try to sit you in the second row. Some of them baby mamas and ex-wives and ex-husbands gonna be in the second row and they not gonna say nothing. They just gonna sit back there. And sometimes that's appropriate for them to do that because they so thankful to the Lord that they ain't with the narcissist no more anyway. A lot of exes don't want to be nowhere near the narcissist. Sitting next to them in no front row, being on the same row with them. But that front row is so you can be closer to that casket to see your son or daughter, because that's what you're there for, and deal with the grandchildren issue later. Make some phone contact, see if that's allowed. Most likely that's not going to continue to go very well. That probably may or may not irritate the narcissist because they're denying your visit, so they want you to completely back off. If you can at some point, get some legal help, because at the end of the day, the narcissist is doing a injustice to the grandchildren to even start that type of wickedness, and their mother or father has just died and is going to their resting place. But this is how it goes, y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. And more of the narcissists and funerals. I got so much more coming on this channel. Stay tuned in. And I love y'all so, so much. And I hope your grieving process goes well. Bye. Thank you.